The Singapore Democratic Party has unveiled its strongest candidate yet. Mr. Jee Say was a former government scholar and was also the principal private secretary to then Deputy Prime Minister Goh Chok Tong in the 1980s. The former high-flying civil servant went to Oxford University on an overseas merit scholarship and served as PPS to Goh Chok Tong from 1985 to 1990 before joining investment bank Morgan Grenfell Asia. So how does he feel contesting in this election on an opposition ticket?
For me, it is a particularly difficult decision because I have been associated with members of the ruling party. To people, it's like, are you biting the hand? Are you biting the hand that feeds the mouth? I came from a poor family. Without a government scholarship, I would never make it to university, and much less to Oxford. There is this thing about sense of gratitude. I have this deep sense of gratitude to the government, to the leaders who have sent me on a government scholarship. But gratitude is not servitude. It is not blind loyalty. My decision to go into politics does not detract from the sense of my strong sense of respect for our friendship with Senior Minister Goh, Ministers George Hyo, Mao Bao Tan, Lim Hoon Kiang, and Taman. So I continue to treasure our personal friendship, whatever happens, and my actions will reflect it.
Mr. Tan is married to a housewife in her 40s and they have 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls aged between 11 to 16. And it was the support from his family and father-in-law that prompted him to join the opposition.
And the decision came about only about 2 days ago, really, after I spoke to my father-in-law. He's a retired doctor, so he reads a lot. He knew what it was like to be involved in politics, in opposition politics. So he cautioned me, reminded me about the perils and the pitfalls of getting involved in opposition politics. So I was thankful to that. In the end, he said, Jee Say, just follow your star. Do what your heart tells you. And this is where I am, I decided. So a day later, I made up my mind to follow my star.
Mr. Tan was sought after by various opposition parties after he published a 46-page paper creating jobs and enterprise in a new Singapore economy, Ideas for Change. The paper argued that Singapore should transform itself into a regional services hub and put less emphasis in manufacturing. Subsequently, Reform Party approached Mr. Tan and National Solidarity Party's Goh Meng Seng asked Mr. Tan to contest in Tampines GRC on NSP's ticket. But Mr. Tan declined, as Mr. Mao Bao Tan, who is an MP for Tampines, was his friend.
Actually, NSP offered me more than just Tampines. They also offered me Marine Parade. I said, Marine Parade, even worse, isn't it? So I said, he said, no, you already no more working for 21 years already. What's the problem? I say, well, it will detract from the Asian tradition of showing respect, of being respectful to your boss, your former boss.
4 other candidates were also introduced by the SDP. They are Dr. Ang Yong Guan, who is a medical doctor and served as a psychiatrist with the Singapore Armed Forces from 1986 to 2003, Mr. Muhammad Issa Abdul Aziz, the SDP's first Malay candidate who has been active in grassroots and charitable organizations for 30 years, Mr. Sadasivam Varia, a retired teacher and the SDP's first Indian candidate, as well as Mr. Gerald Sung, who's the SDP's treasurer and has been active in politics since 1999. This brings the total number of SDP candidates introduced to 11. Catch our other clips as the 5 new SDP candidates introduce themselves to the public and media.